What is going on, guys?
Yo.
Welcome to a live stream. We got some good people popping in here. I got the man Offers by Ethan over here who does all of our offers for our clients. I got Evan Andrews over here who helps with all the CRM and text stuff. And today we're going to be talking about how to get more retainer clients as a video agency in 2024. So if you guys have comments or questions, drop them below. We'll kind of riff on some stuff to start here. And then if you guys have anything, just drop them below and then we'll just go through and we'll answer those questions. But how's everyone doing today? Good? Ethan,
Good.
You good?
Good.
My
it's been a very quick week. It's already August.
Yeah, it's
I
crazy.
know my workout today got shifted to tomorrow, so like my whole day got all messed up. But
yeah,
I'm here.
Good. I love it. Let's talk about offers a little bit. I'll go over to you, Ethan. But I guess like what I know you've seen a lot of offers, and I want to talk about Ben Roberts from I did a case study with him yesterday, but he came in here. Originally booked a call with our team, decided he wanted to try it on his own a little bit up front, right? And then he ended up coming in, working with us, and then closed a $44K paid in full video deal in literally 30 days. So it's a $44K 3-month deal. But I know he worked with you specifically on that. Like, what were some of the things that you guys worked on, and like what kind of like what shifts did you make with his offer?
Yeah. So biggest things are, really two things I look at with people when comes to the offer are, A, the business that we're working with, who are their customers, what do their customers pay them? And then also, what are your inputs to, accomplishing the project at the end of the day? Because I don't want you to just charge somebody $5,000 a month, but then also have to pay out $5,000, $5,000.
Right. You got to look at the profit margin, because I know that was a big thing for him. He had, they were doing about $1 million a year, but I think they were losing money on that $1 million. So it's switching to offers that are profitable, that you have a good margin. I guess, what do you typically shoot for when it comes to profit margin on offers?
I mean, obviously as high as possible, right? But, I try to keep it, 75%
gross margins. Yeah.
But, I'm sure everybody here knows as well, as the business grows, there's more, people involved, and your margins start to get smaller as things get bigger because you have more people involved in the operation. So I try to keep it as high as possible, but also keeping the quality as high as possible to get the best result at the end of the day.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. And what were some of the things you put into that offer with him? And do you know what type of business it was that he ended up landing that client with?
I don't remember specifically what type of business it was. I can pull up the offer sheet here, but I remember, definitely some branding, because I like to have in every offer a combo of, some one-time deliverables, like a brand video, some client testimonials, some longer form content that can live on a website, but also have some sticky deliverables that are delivered on a monthly basis that are based on, it could be short form content. It could be ads if you choose to run that for your clients. If you're
now, what are sticky deliverables? I know you just mentioned that. I would love to hear you define that. What is a sticky deliverable?
Yeah, so those are going to be things that you drip out to the clients on a monthly basis.
Okay.
Could be, could be ad creatives. It could be short form content. I try not to do testimonials every single month, just because, there could be some scheduling logistical things that come into play. But yeah, things that are delivered on a monthly basis to the clients. So yeah, ads, short form content, things like that.
I love it. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Evan, what are some of the things that you put into your packages to keep them sticky? Because obviously the idea is to keep them sticky so they keep paying you month after month. What are some of the things that you typically incorporate? Because I think everybody's going to be a little bit different.
Yeah, no, I mean, so to Ethan's point on that, the testimonial being a sticky thing is really hard to do. I ran into a problem with a client of mine. We're no longer working together on doing video content, but we didn't get through one of what was included in the package, and that was a testimonial, but it was due to scheduling really from their end. But sticky stuff, I mean, Ethan pretty much covered it in terms of like, we're talking about social media content, right? Like the short form stuff, reels, things like that, ads as well. But, sometimes too, another thing that kind of goes paired with testimonials and is something that I see on the rise is like FAQ videos for the website. And sometimes those things can change over time, right? So like that's another like little thing that's like, hey, every month I'm sure you get new questions about what you got going on. Let's update your FAQ section, right? And put a video there instead of some plain text, right? So
or even even videos covering a like a product or service demo.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Demo videos.
Find
100%.
multiple services that you offer.
Yeah. Yeah. Evan, I think your mic is buzzing out a little bit there.
Oh, am I? Darn. Hopefully I'm not lying.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
How about now?
What is up? How do you, I don't want to mispronounce Dzea Creative. What's going on? Saw you pop in here. You have any questions for us? Anything that we can answer for you? Feel free to drop that down below. Make sure that we answer that. Yeah, no, 100%. I think it is a really big, it's huge to have things that people are going to pay for every single month. And what I think a lot of people fall into, like the trap, is that they do these one-time deliverables for clients, and then they have reoccurring, but not recurring. And reoccurring is when a client comes in, maybe they, you buy Coke. Coke is not a subscription. You go in, you buy the Coke, maybe you'll go buy it again if you like it again. And that's what a lot of video business owners have, but they don't know when that next payment is coming in. They don't know when that next client is coming in to obviously pay them again. And so it's really hard to predict cash flow in the business, and because they're doing a lot of one-off projects, right? And that's really what it comes down to, is having something where it's recurring, where they're paying month after month after month, and then you're trying to keep them as long as possible and reduce that churn. Yeah.
Yep.
We got FAQ videos is a great idea. Absolutely. Yeah, no, it really is. I mean, you want to elaborate a little bit more on that, Evan? Like some of the things that you're doing?
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, like I kind of stumbled upon it, honestly, like maybe about 6 months ago or so.
Yeah.
I can't remember who I saw. Somebody mentioned it in like a piece of content or something, and I was like, that's actually a really good idea. Because also in conjunction with the video, I mean, you can put the plain text on there too, and that'll help with like the SEO and things of that nature. But it's more interactive, and I think people with the onslaught of video content that we're served every day, right? It kind of now just fits into what we want, how we want to consume things. Like nobody wants to read stuff anymore.
Yep.
Right.
I
It's like, I'd rather have the person on the other end tell me the thing or explain to me the question that I had. Right.
Yep.
And it just really fits seamlessly into the website and into
I think that's great. And it could be FAQ. Like FAQ videos are technically objection handling videos.
Yeah.
Because like you put them, let's say you're working with a roofing company, right? Ask them, and this is what I tell our clients too, it's ask them what are the top objections you get before somebody buys a roof from you or hires you to install a new roof. And you list each one of those things out. And then what you do is you make an FAQ video on each one of those, and you put that before they book the demo or book the call with the roofing company. So then you can pre-handle those objections prior to the actual call to make it easier for their sales team to close those deals.
Yeah.
Right. So it's really just thinking, and I think a lot of people don't do this. It's thinking, what problem are we solving? I know, Ethan, you and I talk about this a lot, but it's like, we have to know as a video provider, what problem are we actually solving? Like, what is the main thing that we're solving for the client? Because at the end of the day, the videos are there to solve a problem, not to just create content.
It's a vehicle to get to an outcome. At the end of the day.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks, Frank. Yeah. So this is going to be recorded. This recording is going to be available on YouTube after this, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yep. So FAQs are for lead generation as people are searching. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. I mean, it really is. It's people are looking for that. I mean, Evan, you want to talk more about the SEO side of that a little bit? Like,
well, I mean, I know. So I know just from experience that, like, going through discovery calls, a lot of people are like, what are you currently doing to help solve that problem? Right. Well, a lot of the responses that I get is like, oh, well, we're heavily invested into SEO and Google ads or whatever. Yeah. Most of the time, especially local service, especially home service based businesses, they're really, really invested into their website and the SEO because they want to rank on Google, and that's how they want to find people, which that's totally fine. But having the tandem there of the plain text in some kind of transcript or whatever of that actually answers the question maybe a little quicker, if you will, like from a fast read. But sometimes people get sucked into the video aspect of it, and it's a lot easier for people to click play than read, in my opinion. So it works really well for people who are already doing SEO as a part of their strategy. Just add it to it.
Yep. 100%. Absolutely. No, yeah, for sure. I mean, it really does come down to like having content, solving a problem for the business, understanding what problem you solve at the end of the day, and really making sure that you're hitting on that, because people are going to pay for a solution. They're not going to pay for pretty content. And I talk about this on social media all the time, but it's like, I get a lot of flack for it, which is funny, but it's like buying more gear is not going to help you get more clients. Like you have to have a certain level of production, 100%. But at
Yes.
the end of the day, you need to be able to understand how you're solving a problem. And then you also need to understand how you can get clients. And I think a lot of times you will dive into time management a little bit here too, but it's like a lot of times we're just spending time on the wrong things. And so we need to be focusing on getting more leads, getting more calls, and then turning those calls into clients and building a fulfillment team, you know, a shooter, an editor, an account manager, somebody who can actually help us pass those tasks off so then we don't have to do that, you know, which is huge. Ethan, I want to throw it over to you, man. I mean, what are some of the biggest things that you run into on the offer side as people are setting up their offers? Like, what are some things for you?
I think some of the biggest things are, you know, one big thing that I encourage a lot of people to help with is the distribution side of things. You know, and being kind of a one-stop shop for your clients is, you know, hey, I'm not only going to shoot the content and edit it and produce it, I'm also going to post it for you and schedule it out for you. So then if we're on a, you know, 3-month retainer, I only need you for 1 day a month. I only need 1 day your time a month. I don't need you to, I don't need to be a full-time employee at your company. I just need 1 day of your time a month.
Yeah. That's literally how Dan closed that. I don't know if Dan's watching right now, but he was on our last live. That's how Dan closed the $53,000 deal for 6 months, right? It's like, and I think some people are like, well, ooh, I don't want to post the content. We hire a VA. The VA can do it in like 1 hour a month. I mean, Evan, you could talk about that. It's so easy to do it.
I mean, it's really easy to find somebody who can actually for you. I think the hardest part in that is training that VA or that person, whoever it is, right? Is like the tonality behind the content that it has to sound like it's coming from you. If it sounds like it's coming from ChatGPT, it's going to just be like, it doesn't matter what the video is. It just kind of, because people read your captions, they read the little parts of it. And if that stuff looks like it was just generated by some computer server, then it kind of becomes white noise in that aspect. But I think that's just the trickiest part. But I mean, a month or two in, I mean, you've got it pretty much dialed in.
Yeah. Well, it comes down to like, how can I reduce the time, effort, and sacrifice for the client and make it as simple so then they pay me, I show up for 1 day a month, I create all their content, and then it ends up on their social media and it's generating the more organic leads, right? And so it's like, how can we make that as simple as possible for the client instead of making them do a lot of the work themselves? And I think the days of like, because I used to do this too, it's like you go out, you shoot the piece, you deliver it to the client, and then you're just like, I'm done, you know, that's it. I'm done, right? Like the days of that are kind of coming to an end, in my opinion, unless you just want to be a DP or a videographer / editor for an agency that does handle all of that.
Yeah.
But if you're going to go direct to client, you have to be handling all of it. Go ahead, Ethan.
Well, as I was saying, helping with the distribution ensures that, you know, you can get a good testimonial and case study on the back end, ensuring that the content is used in the best way possible.
Yeah. I mean, we've all been there where we're posting, our client posts the 16:9 video in a 9:16 format. And then you're like, oh shoot, dude, this is, you're cutting off half the hard work that I did into this thing. You love it, right? Exactly. You're like, yeah, it looks great. You're like, nope, it doesn't look good.
When the results are the biggest part when it comes to getting more clients.
Right. Well, and speaking of results, man, it's so funny because I tell people to go get case studies with their clients. And one of our clients, Juan, who I think joined with us last week, I was talking to him on a coaching call Monday, and he creates these like more viral fly-through videos for like real estate agents to get a bunch of views. And I think he was charging like $5,000 for it. But I looked at it and I was like, holy crap, dude. Like, you see how many views this has? Like his top piece for a client got like 4.2 million views. Wow. So what we're doing, and it got like, I think 2,000 to 3,000 comments / leads on that post for like a CTA. Mm-hmm. And basically he was charging $5,000. And I said, hey, we need to up this to at least $15,000 for this piece. And he had some limiting beliefs around it. He's like, I don't know if I can charge that much. And I looked at him, I said, dude, if you had your client pay for ads for that post, like to get 2,000 leads, they would be paying over $100,000 at like a $50 cost per lead, right? So like you're literally generating them thousands of leads for free outside of your fee. So I reframed him that way, and he was like, holy crap, you're right. Like, we have to understand the results that we're providing for the clients. And then the side thing to that is like, we need to be able to understand and get case studies with people and just at least ask our clients what results they got. because Ethan can tell you too, how many times have you had somebody who like, oh, I didn't ask my clients what the results, what we got. And then they go back to them and they're like, oh, turns out they generated millions of dollars with that video.
A lot of people just don't go back and ask.
Exactly.
Like you were saying, you deliver the content and then that's kind of the end of it. But a lot of people don't go back and ask.
That's what's going to help you sell future clients. If you can say, hey, this video helped this person generate millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars or tons of leads or tons of calls, right? If you can do that, it is going to be so much easier to sell that next person, right?
Yep. I had somebody, it's a very great example of that, where he charged a chiropractor about 500, maybe $1,000 for one ad for the chiropractic clinic. And when I asked him to go back and get a case study, he told him that he had made over $1 million off of that ad.
Bro.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Did he get the case study?
Yeah. Yes. And just, going back and asking.
Who is this? Just tell me the first name. Who is this?
I think it was Chad.
Chad? Okay. Yeah. That's awesome, dude. That's crazy. That is crazy, dude. It really is. We are in the business of getting clients results. We are not in the business of creating just cinematic content that's useless, right? That's really what we're in the business for. And guys, drop comments down below if you have anything else or any other questions, concerns, things that you wanted us to go over, and we'll answer those for you as well. But yeah, no, it is huge. And those will do most of the selling for you, because the more case studies you have, the easier it is to be able to sell your services, So,
yep. Build trust, authority.
Yeah. And if you guys want like a case study script, there's a video on the YouTube here where I go over and show you the exact questions we ask. You guys can have that for free. It's in the YouTube here. But what else do you see, dude? Ethan, on your end, what else do you typically see with people? Like, what are some like kind of issues or things people run into?
In terms of just like offers?
Yeah, offers in general. It can be anything.
Yeah, no, I think biggest thing like with the offers and the packages, like I was saying, are having the sticky deliverables, because you want to be able to work with them on a monthly basis to where they need you and you're providing results and generating leads and revenue to where they want and need to keep working with you on a monthly or yearly basis even. And then let's see, I see what kind of videos get the best results when the audience is business to business.
Yeah, when they're business to business. So I guess, do you mean, maybe clarify for us, do you mean when the audience is, when your clients are business clients, or do you mean when your clients' clients are businesses as well? Like when you're advertising for them to get other businesses? I guess drop a comment down below and let us know on that, and then we can help you with that. We'll circle back to that one. Frank says, what are the prime verticals your clients are targeting? Roofers and so Ethan, you want to take that one?
Yeah, so prime verticals are, so I'm assuming you're talking about, like specific niches. So I try not to get super specific as far as like you mentioned, roofers and chiros. I try to keep it a bit more, I guess, umbrella terms in terms of like, roofers. I try to target home service companies versus just roofers, because a lot of those companies they're structured pretty similarly.
Pretty similar, yeah.
Where, like with a roofer or an electrician or a plumber, you've got a problem. Somebody comes out and diagnoses the issue, provides you a solution. They give you a quote. Maybe you get a quote from somebody else. But, ultimately, it's going to cost relatively the same to get the same problem.
And they're going after the same audience, which is homeowners, typically.
Exactly.
So the types of videos you'd create would be very similar. So, yeah, and to piggyback off of that, too, I would say any service-based company. So we try to avoid more like mom and pop product-based businesses. If it is going to be a product-based business, they need to be doing multiple seven figures in revenue. And the reason is because when you have a product-based business, they typically don't have the margins or the overhead to cover your cost. So like, even if you're charging $10,000, if you're not targeting the right people who can afford it, it's going to be an uphill battle, even if you're the best at sales. And so we want to target service-based industries, lawyers, chiro, home service companies, med spas, medical companies, basically anybody who sells a service for a higher ticket amount of money, like $2,500 or more. Sometimes it's a little bit less, but if you can go like about that range, then you can typically guarantee or at least show them how they would make more money. Because like if you have like one of our clients works with like home builders, custom home builders, their profit margin or amount of profit on each job is probably about like, I think they said it was like $200,000 or $300,000. So if I make a video for them or a video campaign and it's $50,000 for 3 months, all I have to say is, Ethan, do you think that we can get you one client in 3 months? And then that would 3 to 4x their investment with us. And so it's way easier when you do it that way rather than targeting the person who sells coffee. And you have to say like, hey, do you think that we can help you get, 16,000 customers who buy coffee from you?
It's funny you mentioned the coffee shop. That's a example I use with a lot of people is, like I call it the coffee shop versus the lawyer.
Yep.
Who do you think you can make $10,000 faster?
It's also just like, why work harder when you can help them get results quicker? They're happier. You don't have to work as hard. You make the same amount of money, if not more. And it's really about who you target. Go back over to this one.
But also average customer value and lifetime.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Because if you just get them one customer, that customer could be worth 20, 40, 50, 100, 200, 300.
Not just the one-time first transaction. It's how long do they stick with you?
Yeah, 100%. You said like clients looking to do businesses with other businesses. Yeah. I mean, Evan, you want to kind of tackle that one? I'd say brand videos, testimonial content, depends on where their clients are hanging out, maybe some promo or ads.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the brand stuff, that stuff really tells the story of one brand to another. And I think also it heavily goes into like what you guys were talking about, results, right? Like if your business gets results for another business and you can heavily put that as impact in your messaging, I mean, you can do that through ads and reels and things like that, but that has to be kind of the focus, right? I think beating like that can go stale a lot faster, in my opinion. If it's all organic like that, obviously an ad is an ad. It's going to get the impression based on the spend and the speed. But in terms of like businesses getting to know other businesses, the brand film stuff and the testimonials, like as much of that as you can crank out. Well, brand films, depending, I tell everybody, like if you have a really good brand film, it'll last you 5 years. Yeah. Right. As long as you don't have a major overhaul and your face doesn't change a bunch and all of that, right? It'll last a long
surgery
time.
And change your whole
right.
New ownership. Yeah.
But the testimonials really, I think B2B do most of the selling for you. So
I think like product or service demos really help with the sales.
True.
Team.
Yeah.
100%.
I kind of look at that as a testimonial in essence. It's just like different face to it.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes sense. Yep.
Next question is, how do you pitch your first client ever? I'll kind of take this one. So it depends. Do you, the main question, and put in the comments below as well. But have you ever worked with clients before in this specific industry? If the answer is no, what I would tell you to do is offer a significant discount or a free trial, like a month trial of your services, because there's a reason some of the biggest companies in the world offer free trials. It's because if you actually do a good job and your product or service is actually good, they're going to move forward. Perfect example is one of our clients, Esteban. I think he did $94,000 offering 3 free videos to medical clinics in Denver, which is where he lives. And so he did those for free. Every single one of them moved forward and then turned into $93,000 in revenue for his business, right? So to pitch your first client, I would say, because like people are not going to hire you unless you have proof or at least something that looks like you've worked with clients before. And so what I would do is go offer a portion of your services for free, which I know some people are like, well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to offer things for free. If you don't have any past clients, you don't have any leverage at the end of the day. So it's like really hard for someone to spend 10 grand on you if you've never worked with them before. And like we've all done it. I've done free work. Evan's done free work. Ethan's done free work. Like everyone's done free work. There's nothing wrong with it. I would say do that and then do the free work, blow them out of the water with it. And then once you do that, then get a case study with them, which is the most important part, and say like, hey, I'm going to do this for free. I want to get a case study from you. You get a case study from them. And then you say, hey, would you like to continue working together? And you can repitch those packages again, right?
Evan, the one thing I think that you left out there, Eric, though, is that person that you are offering that free video for, they have to be qualified.
They have to be qualified.
Like if they're not qualified to work with you, you are wasting your time or you're building.
Do not do free work for broke people. Yeah, don't do it. Yeah. They have to be like, it has to be someone who's like, this is my dream 100 client. Like this is somebody I want to work with. It has to be one of those people. Yeah. And then because they have to be able to pay you afterwards. And if they can't pay you afterwards, then you just wasted your time. Right. Yep. Let's see. T with Roman. How do you know where to post the video that you do for your client? For instance, my own social media doesn't have nearly as many subscribers as a business would. So where else to post it? So this is going to depend, right? So typically the video that you're going to be making for the client, you're going to post it on their social media pages, right? You're going to put it on their YouTube, on their pages. Evan, you want to elaborate on that maybe a little bit?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'll kind of tell you how I do it, right? For myself and I guess clients as well, because I do step and repeat the same process. But so we all have like our business pages, right? Like I have Andrew's Media, so I have a Andrew's Media page. I also have a personal page for on Facebook, on Instagram, whatever. I share everything out of the business side, and then I use my, local followings or whatever, my personal side to like reshare and redo from there. So I'm just like sharing on the platform. I'm not like re-uploading to another place, right? Because then it's like you have two pieces out there kind of fighting with each other, and I would rather one just drive traffic to the other, if that makes sense.
Right.
But also understanding the platform too, like for instance, like I post all my short form stuff on LinkedIn, and like LinkedIn doesn't have a native short form area. I anticipate that they probably will eventually. And if they do, I'll be kind of ahead of that curve already. But I say that you can almost post everything everywhere. The biggest thing is trying to fit it for the placement, right? So it's like if it's a reel and it's a vertical piece, it needs to take up the whole screen, right? So like just understanding that will help you understand where you're going to post certain things in the future.
100%.
But everything comes from the business side in my experience. Even if you're talking about working on your personal brand, you still have a page that's not like a personal profile, right? It might be branded as you, like Eric Deeran, that you're posting things from, but it's really like an entity, right? So
100%.
That's all.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Thanks for answering. Absolutely. Last question here, and then we are wrapping up. When you say case study, you're referring to a video case study? Yeah. So if you go on my YouTube, there's a how to get case studies with your clients video. Typically, it's a video case study. You can use something like riverside.fm if you're not local. If you are local, go out, talk to them, do a case study face-to-face. And there's questions I have in that free YouTube video that you can use to build your own case study. So that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah. Well, there's two parts I look for in a case study is their experience working with you, but the kind of the meat and potatoes of it is how did you impact their business, which is going to get you more business after you can showcase what you've done for other people.
And that's what you should be leading in with on that case study. Hey, I'm here with Ethan, who we helped generate $1 million using our one specific video that helped him do X, Y, and Z. And so that's what we want to do there. So then you can lead in with the result, because when potential clients are watching that, that's what they are looking for. Yep. Thank you so much, big client. Absolutely. Yep. Cool. Awesome, guys. We're going to be doing these weekly at Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Frank, absolutely, man. So make sure you tune in. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube Live. So if you have any questions, let us know. And we will see you guys in the next video here.
Boom.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining.